You're playing these couple of dates with Gazpacho, and last night you played at Leamington. How did that go?
Well, as first gigs go, you know, I think it was pretty good. Yeah.
I see a couple of guys on Twitter were very complimentary about the show.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, we should check the internet more. We should. You know, with this band, not only is it like completely new band.
Yeah.
It's like we've not played any of it live. It's not like we've existed or the songs have existed and we've played live or played anything. You know, so not only is the live band new to it, me and Belinda are new to it as well. So we've never performed any of these songs, and we've only had three. I mean, we put the band together about 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I did see. I think was it Chrissy Caulfield. She again. It's Twitter, but she tweeted that she was doing some rehearsals with you. And she was really excited about it. So.
Yeah.
And she's playing. She's with you tonight.
She is. Yeah.
Lovely team. Oh my God.
Yeah. Great guys.
No divas, no drama. No.
That's always good to hear, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I read somewhere that you and perhaps you've already answered that question, but I read somewhere that you were very nervous about playing these dates. Is that?
You were really.
Well, I accidentally said that to Malcolm Dome.
Oh right, okay.
He called up. He was just like, "Oh, can you just give us like 10 minutes just to like tell us what's going on with this Delan thing?" And he asked me about it. And asked me about, "Are you going to play live?" Yeah. And I did mention. I said, "Well, yeah, it's the first time I'm actually a bit nervous about doing something. I mean, I'm talking, 25 years. You know."
Do something else. No,
but yeah, it's not like I'm really like bricking myself. It's more the fact that I really care about it, because obviously I'm a one-band man. Say Delan is just as big a thing. Like for me, it's we're doing it 100%.
Sure.
And if I do something, I care about it. When I care about it,
of course,
the nerves come.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of just said, I'm a bit nervous this time, and I didn't want to go into it too much with him. And that's how it's just like, we're all nervous. But
so did you read that?
Something in Prague that Malcolm had written.
Yeah. So how would you describe Delan's music to the public?
How would you describe it?
How would I describe it? I would describe it as haunting, melodic, sometimes remote, but I like that. There's a sort of distance about it, and the last couple of tracks on the album have just blown me away. I just think they're fantastic.
Right.
So that's a gushing fan for you. But what would you say if someone asked you to describe? What would it be?
Good question.
Dynamics.
The thing is, I think we're both influenced by more than music.
Right.
More than we're not really influenced by music so much. We're more influenced by life and maybe films.
And movies and
movies and all that kind of stuff.
I think I'm more. I have what to say. What was the question again?
Well, just how would you describe it?
Yeah. My influence is more in the vision. I see things, and not I see things, but it's more vision. Pictures for me.
Yeah.
There are thoughts, of course, that go into that.
Yeah.
Not music at all.
No.
Well, will be old Disney. I love old Disney films with the vocals. That's what influenced me a little bit.
I've spent many hours with my kids, watching those old Disney films, and it's amazing how they just pick things up. I can picture my daughter now. She's 23 now, but dancing to and being horrified when Cinderella's dress got torn.
Oh no!
It's crazy.
It is. It's like when Bambi's mum dies. It's that kind of thing.
Don't get me started.
But well, we should. I think we should really trademark we do sad Disney vocals.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's that's the way forward. Yeah.
But there's a certain sort of sound to it, and there's a certain kind of obviously it was from the recording techniques and everything, but there's a certain kind of warm fuzziness to it, and the harmonies that those old styles of 40s, 50s singers did. But it's just really haunting, and I don't think they quite intended it. They did like a sad scene in the Disney, or they did a beautiful Disney princess scene, but nowadays it comes across as really kind of spooky and kind of almost twisted.
Well, I was listening to On My Way, the track On My Way, just on the stream, and I had it on the headphones. And when you come in with that, just I don't know, it's more like a chant or something. You know, it really, you know, evocative. I thought, you know, it's like, and then listening to it in the car this morning, I must remember that bit where it comes in. And it still made me jump because it was quite sort of spooky, as you say, you know, but really atmospheric.
Maybe don't
as well.
expect it.
I'll look out for it.
That's my favourite song on my way.
Yeah, as I say, those last two tracks are my favourites anyway. So you've worked together in, you've sung on some Crawlback Phoenix songs.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Operation Mincemeat, which is.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. What have we got to lose?
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And
Brighter Tomorrow.
Brighter Tomorrow. On
well, there's a whole bunch.
Others.
There's a whole bunch on the new album.
I don't sing so much.
Caring Breeds Horror. You're on that. You're on Wake Me Up When It's Time to Sleep. You're on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how do those songs differ from what you're doing with Say Delan?
Well, I mean, it's two different things completely, and we're quite. I mean, going back to your question about, you know, sort of what do we think that it sounds like and all that kind of thing. The one thing we did think about was it's not going to be CBP.
Yeah.
Which was a bit. Obviously it was a bit difficult for me because it's just, you know, it's the same guy writing it. So,
sure.
But Belinda was really good. I mean, completely did my head in, you know, hurt my feelings and all that by saying, you know, oh, that's too Crawlback Phoenix, or that idea's shit, you know, it's going on too long. But but what it did actually, you know, I totally needed that anyway. So we're not trying to be Crawlback Phoenix. So hopefully there is a big difference there. And the songs that Belinda sings with the Crawlback Phoenix, they are CBP songs, you know. And the whole thing that.
So it kind of reminded you like a little bit too much. I don't want this to be a Crippled Phoenix number 2.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, well, neither did I. But the trouble is, when I write for one thing and then I write for another thing, if it's the same person writing it, by default, it's got to sound similar, and it can't get away. So I can't be objective. Belinda's the objective here, so she pulls me away from that. You know.
So she was your sounding board for the
She was my Yoko Ono.
Yeah, but we knew what we wanted. Like we produced it together because we had the vision of how we wanted it to sound.
Yeah.
You know, that we did.
Yeah.
That we worked with together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always nice working with your partner.
Yeah.
You know, that's brilliant. You know, it keeps it under one roof. It keeps it nice and simple. We're doing it because we love to do it. We're doing it for the right reasons and everything. So that's what we get more than anything, you know.
For me, it just feels so real. It's just real. It's right and real.
Yeah. We wouldn't have done it if it wasn't right. You know, we wouldn't have done it for the sake of it just because we met. You know, we did it because we had something to do. You know.
Yeah.
Belinda had the ideas.
So there was a definite purpose to it, rather than just working as a.
I mean, I was, like we said, I had retired from music. I didn't want to listen. I didn't even listen to music. I didn't want to have anything to do with music or the music business or gigs or anything for like many years.
Yeah.
But that when I met him, I started to come out of my shell again. I felt like I wanted to get back in because it was right.
Yeah, I mean, it's great timing. I wondered about because White Light Generator was only released a month ago. Did that cause you any scheduling problems?
Well, it caused me a lot of stress.
You are a machine, my God. You didn't have mental collapses. Maybe you did.
I had internal mental collapses all the time. Well, the thing is, it wasn't meant to be like it is with the two albums coming out so close together. Because we actually recorded the Say Delan album a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was done last April.
Oh.
Except for two songs, yeah. And we were just gonna. It was kind of like self-release thing. We was doing it with Rob Palmer, and we thought, you know, we'll get this out and see what happens. And then, obviously, there was a CBP album scheduled as well to record in the autumn. But in the meantime, K-Scope came along, said, "Okay, you guys, we'll sign you up," and we were all happy. So we signed up. That kind of changed everything, and they said, okay, we've got to sit on the release for a bit and fit into our schedule, so can you do 2 extra songs? So that put the whole thing back.
Yeah.
So it should have been out before,
right,
well in advance of the CBP album, because I wanted to say the one thing to come first,
sure.
to be honest.
Right.
You know. But then, as it turns out, the Ceylon thing got put back, and actually the CBP album actually got brought forward a little bit because they wanted to get the thing out soon. So it just it was record label stuff. It wasn't our choice to do it, and to be honest, never again. You know, so you can't really drop the ball, and you do, just because there's so much going on. You've got to be in 2 different headspaces. It's so easy just to drop the ball on something.
Yeah. So trying to keep those albums separate, as you did, was there with like A Brighter Tomorrow, for example, was there temptation to hold anything back so that it could go on to the Delan album?
Oh well, yeah. Well, there are there's songs that actually swapped over both ways. You know, a CBP idea that ended up on the Delan album, and you know, basically I have a folder full of song ideas and demos and stuff. At some point, they all start to make sense and fall into the categories, whatever. But as a whole, Delan was totally by itself.
Yeah.
The CBP thing, ideas come and go and change over. So, it's a bit different like that.
Mm.
But no, I mean, I don't ever want to sort of sell one off the other.
No.
And it's only because CBP, well, we're not a big band by any means, but we're established just because of the length of time and albums and everything. So I didn't want to sell Delan off the back of Delan has got to be its own thing. I want people to just, appreciate it for its own thing, and not because it's off the back of a CBP album.
Yeah.
But having said that, like you mentioned, Brighter Tomorrow, I pushed that song out first because basically I'm the most proud of that song and it's my favourite on the album, and I just wanted to get it out.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what do you do?
Yeah.
But anyway,
because I saw Crippled Black Phoenix in Oxford with a warm-up gig before you went out on the Mankind, the Crafty app, and there was like about 15 people. I just couldn't believe I thought it was going to be really well attended, but
it's
really
weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the last gig we played before that was at the garage, and there was like 500 people.
Mm.
You know, it wasn't full, but it was almost full. So I mean, and then we played the Wheat Sheep in Oxford, and granted it was a warm gig, and we didn't advertise it much. But 15, 20 people or something.
Well, I went to that because I couldn't get to the garage gig. But so just finishing off really then, you're after these 2 dates you're you're back on tour on the road with Crippled Black Phoenix. So after that, what's the plans for Delan?
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah. Put CBP to bed for a while.
Yeah.
And concentrate on this.
Write the next album.
Get writing the next album. I think we'll probably look at recording it before the end of the year, because after all, I know it's only been released just now, but it was recorded a year ago. So we like to keep up to date,
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Release something to represent where we are now, rather than a year ago.
And will there be any more live dates? Do you think before the end of the year?
Yeah. We want to do that.
Well,
great.
Well, I mean, we have to say it again. We've just got the band together like 3 weeks ago, and it's just a couple of rehearsals and straight in. But great people.
Yeah.
And it's a real pleasure doing it. And so that's
Rob's playing bass.
Yeah.
He's an old friend from Electric Wizard.
Yeah, I used to play in Electric Wizard with Rob.
Right.
So we're name dropping now.
Yeah.
But it's good old friends, I mean, Dave's a really good old friend for like 20 odd years, the drummer. Chrissy's, she's toured with me before. Costas was in CBP.
Yeah.
So he's doing this now as well, and obviously Rob, so we're doing it with friends who are also really great musicians and very professionally minded. And I've never, even with the other thing, I'll stop mentioning the other band, but even with that, they're not as professional as this lot. They don't care as much about getting the whole thing right.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
And George plays the second guitar. He works at K-Scott.
Yeah.
We were desperate after guitarists and said, "Hey, George," and he's a really lovely guy. He plays absolutely fabulous. So that's really fun.
Yeah, so that was really good. Yeah, we thought we were going to struggle there for a while, and
But
he stepped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw an interview on the web, and you were mentioning a guy in the studio that sort of came and done a few bits for you.
Oh, Daz.
Oh, Daz.
Well, he was going to be doing the shows.
Oh, yeah, he was.
But it's a funny one. He's a really good old friend of mine. Again, I know I used to play in a band with him a long time ago. But he's great. You know, he has like an acoustic folk band, and he came. You know, it was like a guest thing. It was like, yeah, he's in the area. He was like, wouldn't it be great, you know, play a little bit on these songs. So he did that, and then was talking about him doing the shows. To be honest, at some point he kind of says, "Look, fella, I haven't even got a guitar amp, and I'm really going to struggle with it, you know, and you know, I'm kind of freaking out here." So in the end, we said, "Oh, okay, you know, you're obviously not comfortable," and we went with a plan B. So it was a bit of a last-minute thing, finding another guitar player.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why that didn't happen. But you know, he's a great friend.
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
You know, but it just didn't work out.
And just on one of the songs on the album, the Hunt, that's sort of quite different from. I mean, I know it's an instrumental, but mostly, you know.
Yeah, but I sing a little bit on.
But it is quite different. It seems to be harder and more sort of aggressive. What was the sort of thinking behind?
Well, you got.
I wanted a crazy, very man song, psychedelic.
Yeah. I mean, we kept it on there because I think it probably shows our past a little bit more than with the other songs. It kind of shows us like it's, you know, I mean, the style of it, you could almost say it's a bit God Bullies, and God Bullies is a band that's always been one of our favourites from the late 80s.
Yeah,
you know, this is, and so they're a band that's always been, you know, that old Amphetamine Reptile style kind of noise rock stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just what we've been, you know.
We had so much fun finding these crazy preachers and like crazy women in church singing in tongues. Well, then I took the megaphone and I'm the one screaming, you know.
After a bottle of wine.
Yeah, a bottle of wine in the morning. I was like,
just go, I don't know how I'm going to do this and this. I was like, down the bottle of wine, she just got in there with this megaphone. We were just sat in the control room listening to it, speaking in tongues and stuff. It was just like...
But it was fun because I played in a band 100 years ago where I sang the way as it sounds with a, you know, that I sang like that all the time, so it wasn't new for me, but it was fun. It was so long time ago.
Yeah. I think there'll always be tracks like that in what we do.
Always one crazy.
There'll always be something, yeah.
And one of my other favourites from what I've heard so far is Beneath the Sea.
Oh, right.
That's almost got a
that's my favourite.
A banjo feel too, doesn't it?
It's a resonator.
Right.
Yeah, or resonator guitar. It's not actually banjo.
Yeah, it's got that sort. Yeah, it's like almost like the picking that the.
It's picked.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's a resonator that's mic'd up. That's mic'd up. So it's not a pickup or anything. It's actually mic'd up. Yeah, it's got a lovely sound though.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sound, and the lyrics on that album, on that song, sorry, about
sea life.
Yeah, it's just it. I mean,
there you go. You got to give them a mention.
Well, it's not for them, but it's about sea life, and it's to never, you know, lay your weapons down. It's not to like become a better man. It's, you know, it's life under there.
Yeah.
They murder the whales and the dolphins and God knows what. So it's about, you know, there's lots of stories beneath the sea.
Yeah. There's a lot goes on.
Yeah, it's what you don't see is what you do, isn't it? Yeah.
It's nice because it also tied in, like, I mean, that was one of the first tracks as well.
Yeah, it was.
It was when we was in Stockholm.
It was, yeah, it was.
Little playing on Belinda's guitar in Stockholm. And but it ties really well in with Say Delan because Say Delan is old Anglo-Saxon, and it basically means like the deep or a void or being, you know, stuck somewhere or fallen, or, you know. But it's used in different connotations, but it could be deep beneath the sea as well. So it tied in with that. But that's her vision, you see.
I'm glad you said that because when I sent the list of questions that I had, and I said where does the name Say Delan come from? They said don't ask that one because they get asked that all the time. Not necessarily you, but so I'm glad that
we do get asked it all the time. But I mean, it's not like we'll never say anything.
No, of course. I mean, Say Delan. Anyone would wonder where does it come from?
Yeah, it's not like we're not called like, you know, spatula or something.
Gazpacho. No,
Gazpacho. Coconut theft.
Coconut theft. Sorry.
Well, I think, I mean, that's all the questions that I've got to ask. So thank you, thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure. Really enjoyed it.
No problem at all.
Yeah,
no problem at all.